All right, everybody, welcome back to the Lions Pit podcast. I am your host, Nick Gomez. With me today is my good friend, Rocio Cortez.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining me today. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Mhm.
You're always like so bubbly.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like every time I see you at the gym, you're always like, hey.
Yeah. I mean, when I show up at the gym at 6 a.m., I'm not so hey.
Little-
I'm like, what's up?
Yeah,
Let me
it's
just
tough,
get here.
yeah. Yeah, did you go to the gym this morning?
I did.
Yeah, what time?
I got there at 6:30.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's a good time to get there. How was it on a Tuesday morning?
It was pretty good. Once it gets closer to 7, it starts getting a little packed. You're starting to fight for a rack
Yeah.
or like the cables or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On it is rapidly expanding. It's really cool to see again from like the business side of it. From the coach side, you obviously have to get a little creative when like navigating the space,
Mhm.
which is always something I felt like, or I have felt like I've been good at, because when I travel, because I always work in circuits, like I never just sit there. I used to do like kind of like bodybuilding splits where I'm like, all right, I'm hammering chest for 3 sets of 15, like on dumbbell flies or whatever the case may be. But now, I tend to do a lot of like full body training. So I'll be like, okay, I'm going to hit a trap bar deadlift with a half kneeling landmine press. And then I'm doing farmer's carries. Like that's my block one. And so
Yeah.
like I've had to, like when I travel, that's always kind of difficult. At a space like On It, not that difficult because there is a lot of space there. But like if you go to like a Gold's Gym or even like worse, like a hotel fitness center, you really have to like get creative with how you use the space. So I think that being on that side of like the coaching has really helped me when it comes to like navigating how crowded now that On is getting all crowded.
Yeah. So right before on it, I was going to Gold's and you just got to be smart about it. Avoid the traffic hours, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah.
Don't go at 8 and don't go at 5 when everyone's before work or getting into work or getting
Yeah.
out of work. I mean, and so I would find my people. You find your people. And what I mean by that is like people who are consistent in working out in general, you can literally tell in their physique. So you're just like, oh, you're someone here who's actually putting in the work
Right.
and consistent and all that stuff. And you can see other people who are here just for their health, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I started kind of building this little family community at Gold's, and then I got a membership at On It, and so it switched. And controversial, actually.
Let's hear it.
I did not like my first day at On It.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
Wow.
this sucks. I almost want to go back to Gold's.
That's absurd.
I was-
Elaborate.
I was okay. So first day going in, didn't really know what to expect. Looked super cool. Everything's like graffitied out, artwork, murals. Everything's blacked out. I get there. There's all these guys, super sweaty, all shirtless, going, oh
no.
gosh. And I'm just like, okay, that's kind of a lot. I kind of walk around a little bit. I don't get a tour or anything. I just kind of check it out myself. I find the back room. That's why I'm, creature of habit. I keep going to that back room and felt a little bit safer. None of the weights were ever put back.
Yeah.
There was no one on the squat racks. There was weights on every bar. There's three squat racks in the back room.
Yeah.
And there's weight on all the bars, but no one was walking up to them. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Is anyone using these?
Yeah.
And it was kind of annoying. And I have friends that went to On It before I started going, and I vocally expressed that there. And I think someone heard me because shortly after a staff member came and started putting all the weights away. And I'm just like, I didn't say that out loud. Wanting someone to do that is just, you would want your members to care about their gym.
For sure.
I always put my weights back.
Yeah.
Do I fucking like it? No, but I have to because common courtesy, like respect your space. So
it's always like kind of like a nice little like active recovery in between sets is how I look at it. Like re-racking your weights is kind of, for me, it's weird. It's like some people really like pour over coffee because like the ritual of it, like you're grinding the beans, you're doing it like more, you're heating up the water. For me, like putting weights away, I'm like, this is peaceful for me. Like when I'm like unloading like a barbell after like a heavy squat or something, like I'm like, all right, cool. This is like a nice, like calm, peaceful time for me. Like I always like to, another thing that's kind of weird, and this is a golf thing, so it might go over your head, but I will always unload my golf cart at my car and then like drive all the way back and then like slowly walk back to my car. A lot of people will drive the cart back and then just carry all their shit back to their car. I'm like, no, I like the peaceful long walk after a round, like of not carrying anything, like kind of just, again, that's kind of the same feeling for me of like putting weights away and then walking back after like taking my golf cart back.
yeah, that's a really nice way of looking at it.
Yeah, weird comparison there. But you know what's funny is my very first experience at On It, I didn't like it either.
Really?
Yeah, and this was like 2017. So obviously like totally different like management and stuff. But I'd been working with fighters already at that time, so I knew what On It was. I'd kind of been paying attention online to what it is. Followed a couple of their trainers online, like Juan or Eric Leha. And then I go there. I forget why exactly. I think my little sister, I came out at the end of October. They had a warehouse sale. That's why I came out. So my little sister was living in New Braunfels, so I came to stay with her, check out the warehouse sale, and I went to On It, and I bought a day pass and was checking out. At that time, it was open gym. So I walk in, and kind of like a similar experience. Like there were towels everywhere. There were plates everywhere. This is back when they used to have like the big platforms that said On It on them in front of the squat racks, and they had green turf. Like it was a totally different looking gym at that time. But same experience, like plates everywhere, towels everywhere in the locker room. I was like, man, this is not what I was expecting from On It. And then every time I've come in after that, I've absolutely loved it. And then like I still very much like genuinely love working there. But yeah, it's kind of when you get that first experience, it's like you got to work past that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So obviously I kept going, and then it was really the community. So like I said, I already had friends that were training there and great people. I already loved them. But the people that I didn't know and got to meet through that gym, like Juan, amazing. He brings such good energy and like always saying hi and the fist bump and like that goes a long way.
And he's like a big personality. Yeah. Like he's like a big deal, you know? So like for him to, and he does that with everybody that like comes through, that like aren't members, they're just coming through town and they stop there, but they happen to follow him online. Like
nice.
He is never above like stopping what he's doing and taking a picture with someone, saying hi to somebody. Nice. Yeah.
I actually didn't know he was a big deal until like much like recent, like now.
Yeah. Until this conversation.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Juan's a big deal. He very much is like the shoulders that On It was built on.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's a big presence like online too. So yeah, Juan's a big deal for sure. And then same with Eric, his brother. Have you met Eric?
I have. Yeah.
Old Primal Soldier. That guy's a character, but great dude.
Yeah. Great dude.
Yeah.
I don't know him as well as Juan, and not that I know Juan a lot more. But yeah, he made me feel very welcomed, very appreciated, and just supported.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what you want. At a gym. It's hard.
Yeah, and he's good at that. He's a great ambassador for the gym. Like he's someone that you'd want kind of like leading from the forefront. He's our Tony Stark, I guess you could say.
I love that.
Yeah. Larry
quad
can be
God. No, I call him quad God. I'm like, I'm your goals right there. I want my quads to look like yours. So.
His quads are the size of my waist, I'm pretty sure. They're a size 32 in denim. So tell us a little bit about Kuya and what you do at Kuya.
Okay, so right now, originally I was hired as the videographer or content creator, I should say. Taking all the videos, editing the videos, taking the photos, editing the photos. That was it. And then I got offered the social media managing position. So I kind of do it all. I'm part of the marketing team now. And I'm really happy that that marketing team kind of was created when I accepted that role because I was very hesitant on it.
Yeah.
So being a content creator and being a social media manager, two different jobs, very different hats you have to wear whenever you're planning for this. And I vocalized my hesitation. I was nervous because I was like, I held myself to a very high standard. If you're hiring me for something, I want to be able to perform.
Yeah.
And with all of the tasks and job responsibilities, I'm a little nervous that I won't be able to perform as well. And so because I vocalized it, they supported me, and now we created a marketing team. And now we have bi-weekly meetings and like, let's keep going, reassessing, like what are our goals? What's our mission? What should we push? And that's really helpful because as a creative, if I'm just giving free range, my creativity could only go so far before it's like, I don't know what you want me to do, right?
Yeah.
And for people who don't do what I do, I can create a video for you, show it to you, and you're like, I don't really like it. I'm like, well, that doesn't really help me. What can I do to make it better? What is it that you want? Give me some references maybe. Like, you got to help me here, meet me halfway. And so being that I vocalized a lot of my hesitation, it flourished into a team, and now we're all supporting each other. I get really great feedback. And sometimes I'll ask very specific questions like, I'm not sure how I feel about this song. Can you tell me about the song? How do you feel about the text on the screen? What about the font?
Yeah.
What about the timing? Like, there's certain things that I'm insecure about, and I will ask that specific question. I won't just say, hey, Nick, here's a video. Let me know what you think. Like, these are my concerns about the video. Let me know what you think about these things. And so I'm better at asking better questions now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of growth in the company since you've come there?
So much. Every time I come to work, which is only Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am a salary person. I can make my own schedule, and to keep myself accountable, I come twice a week, right? Because I love the place, but I also don't want it to feel like, oh, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go to the office today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days, and every time I would come back, there's always something new. Yeah. There's a mural now. There's more chairs. We're selling Juice Land. I'm like, what is this place?
I know.
It's a new place.
I haven't been there in a while, oddly enough. You guys are
over.
8 feet away. And I feel like the last couple times I've walked by, there's been like someone outside like kind of like greeting me, like different events going on and stuff. And I know like Aubrey just had an event there as well.
Yes.
But someone told me, it was Neto, who works at the front of house for On It. He came back with like a nice looking cup of coffee. I was like, where the hell did you get that from? He's like, I got it next door at Kuya. I was like, when the hell did they get coffee? They used to have like elixirs and that kind of stuff.
They still do.
Yeah.
100% still have coffee. Yeah.
But I don't think they had coffee like the last time I went there, which again has probably been over a year since I've been to Kuya. Yeah, I know.
Come over, chill.
I know. I need to get in the massage chairs. You got your massage chairs over there are game changers.
They really are.
I mean, you guys have a lot of stuff over there that's a game changer.
Yeah. But I actually started going to Kuya way before I started working there, just for the vibes, like just for the co-working space, because I work remotely and working from home is difficult. So it's a nice scenery. It's not the hustle and bustle of a coffee shop. And so it was more relaxing. I could just really focus on my work, and it was nice. And they have a little coffee bar there. So plus.
I need to take advantage of that, because that's what I'm looking for, is like a low key coffee spot.
Yeah.
And if I can do that at Kuya, which is literally right next door. I don't even have to leave the parking lot.
No.
Yeah. And so for the people that don't know what Kuya is, how would you describe it to like someone that's just came to town? Say you have a friend coming to town and like, what the hell's Kuya?
Kuya is more of like a health and wellness facility. They're community centric, and I think are gearing more of their demographic towards people who are, how do I put this into words? Like
hippies.
No, actually.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I feel like it draws those people for sure.
For sure.
But more of like the entrepreneur. So let me use myself as an example. I'm a hustler. I work a lot. I work crazy long hours. I wear myself very thin.
Yeah.
And I don't realize when I'm reaching that breaking point, and kind of spiral, and like you get very insecure. This imposter syndrome starts setting in. You start kind of spiraling mentally. Well, Kuya has created a safe space for you to come and use modalities. Yeah. Modalities like sauna cold plunge. Contrast therapy is actually really good for neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. They have IV therapy, which you just expedite your immunity process, your recovery process. I train martial arts and I work out a lot, and that's super beneficial for me. The massage chairs, the Opus sound bed.
Yeah.
It like refreshes you. You really do.
Yeah.
It like shakes you to your core, and it kind of just makes you feel better afterwards. Really refreshed. Not the same as a cold plunge refresh, but like a dry version of it, I guess I'd say, right? It's nice. And then they also offer a lot of mental health modalities. So ketamine therapy and SGBs. I heard of SGB. It's a stellate ganglion block. They inject an anesthetic to that nerve or just next to the nerve.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to stop that flight or fight response that your body is like stuck in. It's usually happening to a lot of people that had PTSD and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of strange, but then I see people, even my own coworkers that got it, that struggled with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, game changer. Like I feel more present. I feel like I don't get that social anxiety.
Wow.
I'm nurturing my relationships more. It's definitely not a fix all, but it expedites the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then have you done the float tanks over there?
I have literally just did it like 2 weeks ago.
For the first time?
First time ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was really cool. I was nervous. It was a little strange. Honestly, I did
claustrophobic?
No.
Okay.
So I've been told that the float tanks at Kuya are the biggest ones in Austin. Maybe ever. I don't know. Ever.
Maybe in the whole world.
Maybe in the whole world. I don't know. But I've been told that float tanks are usually small pods, singular person.
Yeah.
You can fit 2 people in here.
At least 2 people.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably fit like
maximum.
4 if you wanted.
Maybe maximum 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, you probably only want, comfortably is a different story. Yeah. Those are, they're big ass little tubs.
Yeah, they really are.
Big ass little tubs. Yeah.
I actually did the float with my boyfriend because I was really nervous.
How romantic.
I know, right? But so you get in, and the only reason why I thought of this is because I actually did a couples photo shoot in a float tank. We're advertising couples floats because the tanks are so big, and Valentine's Day just passed. So I'm in the tank and I'm like taking my pictures. These two people were floating, and I was like, wow, you guys actually fit very comfortably in here.
Yeah.
And so I tried it out myself, and it was cool. At first, it was like 6 minutes before the lights go out, and I'm waiting there, and I'm like, dude, we're supposed to be in here for an hour. These 6 minutes feel like a fucking eternity.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the lights to turn off. And so they finally do. And then I feel like when I'm in there, it took me a minute to kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
You're borderline wanting to eventually fall asleep. I call it this hypnotic state because you're not asleep, but you're also not awake. So you're kind of like fading in and out. And I think that was like the purpose of it.
Yeah.
And friends that have done floats more than me have said that they've had psychedelic experiences. Not on the first one. If you keep going, it kind of starts to happen.
Oh, interesting.
It's almost like forced meditation. You're left alone with your thoughts. Complete silence. I was like, oh, it'd been nice if there was like music playing. And they're like, no, the purpose is to be alone with your thoughts.
Yeah, sensory deprivation.
Yeah. So it was strange. It was cool. I'd do it again. I'd probably do it by myself. Because I did like, so we were holding hands to kind of not keep bumping in each other.
Sure.
I didn't want to do that. And eventually I was like, okay, hold on. I kind of just want to float. And I was just imagining myself like floating in space. And it was really cool. And I wasn't touching him at all. And I was like, wow, like this is actually kind of nice. So I'd do it again.
Yeah. The space in there is amazing. That kind of threw me off the first time I did it because they show you like where the buttons are on the side, like if you need to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And me, I am a little claustrophobic. And so I was in there and like I kind of just kept my hand by the buttons for a while. And then like I slowly like took my hand away and I was like, all right, like let's just trust the process. And I'm floating there. I have no idea how long I'd been floating, but I go to reach back out for the buttons and they're not there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell that I have like floated away and like I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I started like reaching for walls and I'm like, oh, I died. I was like, I think I'm dead now. Yeah, so dumb, right?
That's funny.
I was like, yeah, so I'm just floating like in the eternal afterlife. And finally, like I make my way like I find the wall and like make my way over to it. And that was the only time I've done it twice, but that's the only time I kind of like panicked. I was like, oh shit.
Where am I?
The first time was really cool. The second time I got bored. So maybe I just need to make it like a regular thing.
Yeah, there's a girl that trains it on it. She comes over to Kuya to co-work. I think her name is Desiree. She's the one that raved about floats to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm like, I gotta try it.
Yeah. It was cool. And again, the three different kind of atmospheres that they present, like one's a cave, one's
Galaxy.
Yeah.
The other one's agua. Honestly, I feel like I probably want to do like some psychedelics next time I do it. Like I want to see stuff. I want to experience out of body experience while I'm like floating in water out of bodies. I don't know. It's so cool.
For sure. Yeah. So maybe that's why I enjoyed it more the first time because I did a microdose before.
Okay, cool. I'll probably do one next time.
Yeah. And then so the second time, like trying to like do like the true process, I was like, no,
I was raw dogging that shit. I was like, what is happening right now?
We raw dog this float tank. Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah. The second time I got in there and I was like, I could not wait for it to be over.
Yeah.
I started thinking about what I have to do after. I was like, I got to go with my dog. I was like, this is taking forever.
I was thinking of my schedule. That's what I was doing too.
Yeah. So like I need to really go in there when I have time to like give it everything and not just like, I just want to float like in the Epsom salt and hopefully I'm not as sore kind of thing. Like I said, because I enjoyed it the first time. Second time I was like, all right, well, 2's enough. I don't really need to keep doing it. But if there is potential benefit for like continuously doing it, then like I would check it out for sure.
If you're doing the float for the magnesium, I'd recommend just getting a magnesium IV.
Yeah, that's not included in my membership though. So
you might get it discounted though.
Yeah.
I think because you are an On It member, I really sorry.
I'm a coach,
staff.
woman.
Sorry.
I'm just
staff.
kidding.
But like I think because you are staff at On It, you should have access to Kuya.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into this because yeah, especially like more so for like the co-working space. Like I need to go over there more often. I know like we have a girl, Allie, that works in front of house. She goes over there pretty often too. But it's cool. I remember when Kuya was being built, it felt like it took so long for it to be built. And I was so excited. I was like, oh, they're going to have saunas and cold plunges. Like, this is going to be so dope. And then finally it was built and I was like, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Really cool space, super comfortable. Like people there are way friendly.
Ooh, big update too. So there's currently 3 cold plunges. They're going to knock down a wall and expand and add 2 more cold plunges. So a total of 5. And then in the very, very back, they're going to move the storage space, clear it out, knock down a few more walls, and they're going to build an even bigger sauna.
Oh, no way.
A 3-tier sauna. You could fit 25 people in it. So the whole goal or what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to have events in the sauna, like
breathwork events,
guided breathwork or some sort of movement or something. And in the other sauna, it's going to be more of like, oh, if you're just coming to,
chill,
meditate, be alone, not really converse with people, you can be in this one. That's the goal right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Yeah. So you guys are going to keep the ones that you currently have and then add. Wow, you guys are going to have a ton of space.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm telling you, like since I started working there, this place has just been blowing up. And
coincidence? I think not.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's funny. Kind of how I feel about On It, but no, On It is blowing up, but that has nothing to do with me. Like I said, it's kind of wild to see like how much that entire space, because like again, when I first started, Kuya was nothing. That was just an empty like warehouse space.
Mm-hmm. I heard it was a rock climbing before.
That's what I've heard too, and that's like why the walls are so high.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they say about like the walls in the main gym at On It. Like, oh yeah, it used to be like a rock climbing wall or something.
Makes sense.
You ever done rock climbing?
Mm-hmm. I'm a fan.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big in Albuquerque.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they host like big events and stuff, and there's an outdoor climbing's pretty big there too, which I never got into. That was terrifying.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm not
if
trying
you
to.
fall,
No, heavens no. I don't like falling off the bouldering, like the big boulders. Like I've seen some horrendous videos of like people just like shredding their ACLs or like hyperextending their elbows just because they don't know how to fall, and that stuff scares me.
Austin Bouldering Project has really good pads at the bottom.
Yeah.
I would feel safe falling on that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there yet. I know we have a coach over at On It named Tim that he likes going over there.
Mm-hmm.
So you say you train martial arts. Let's get into that a little bit. What do you train and when did you start?
I started Jiu Jitsu January 2021.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I started picking up wrestling more, I would say maybe the past year and a half, maybe year. And then, oh my God, time is flying by so fast because I started MMA a year ago. And then I started doing wrestling before that. So I do Jiu Jitsu, wrestling, and MMA.
Wow. So you're just a grappler.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter.
I'm a fighter. Have you dabbled with any striking?
Just classes, not, I haven't done any smokers or anything like that. I would like to, just to experience it, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to hope and wish that if that situation ever occurred that you can handle your shit and fight somebody. So I want to make sure that I can do that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Fighting's wild.
It is.
I wish my shoulders would have been healthy enough for me to dabble into MMA, like wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I trained Muay Thai for about 7 years. And I dabbled a little bit with like jiu-jitsu, but like if I took 2 or 3 classes in a week, I'd have to take like 2 weeks off because my shoulder would be bugging me so much. And so the juice wasn't always worth the squeeze in that sense. And so stuck to Muay Thai. And then after my last Muay Thai fight, I did have a MMA promoter in Albuquerque reach out to me about doing an MMA fight. And this was January of like 2020. She's like, hey, we're having a card coming up, I think in March or something, like early spring. And I told her, I was like, all right, I would love to do MMA because I want to again, test myself in that sense. And I was like, hit me up for your summer card. I was like, give me like 6 to 8 months of like training, just take down defense and like get up defense. And, if you find a good matchup for me, like hit me up for your summer card. But that was January of 2020. So March rolls around, obviously COVID comes through and that never happens. I actually had 2 fights canceled over COVID. Both of them were Muay Thai fights. But yeah, just didn't work out.
Yeah, that's okay. It happens. If it's not that, it's something else. It's usually injury. You usually get hurt during camps. That sucks.
Yeah. My first camp, I broke a rib probably about a month before my fight. Took like a week or 2 off and then went right back to it. So I didn't pull out of that fight. But it's the nature of the game. Like you are training a combat sport. Like injuries are going to happen. So that's why like when really good like UFC cards are made, like, oh my God, this card's stacked.
Yeah.
I always like take it with a grain of salt because I'm like, someone's going to get sick. Fight because like your immune system's so compromised when you're cutting weight. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get staph. Someone's not going to make weight. I'm like, there's always like, I have to like not get too hyped up. And then when everyone like weighs in and everything's made, I'm like, oh, thank God this card made. But like, there's like really good fights that sometimes just never happen. Yeah. Like prime Khabib and prime Tony Ferguson was a matchup that was like, I think made 5 times. They like agreed to fight. And for whatever reason, it never happened. Like the last time, the most recent time, this was again, probably 2017, that like is going to be for the belt. Fight week, Tony Ferguson trips over a cable on stage. He's wearing sunglasses indoors, which Dana White hates. And he trips over a cable and tears his LCL in his knee. And this is fight week. And he's like on stage, like doing press, and then like walking off stage, he trips over a cable. It's like, holy cow.
So I actually was working as a camera operator for Tapper Scrap. And I forget which promotion, but the promotion is Tapper Scrap. It's an MMA amateur promotion. And I'm there, right? I'm a camera operator. I'm cage side, waiting for this guy to come up. He's like all hyped up. He already got like the jelly on his face. He's about to like run upstairs, misses the step, fucking fucks his foot up. I think he might have broken it, or maybe he was just really embarrassed of what just happened because he stepped, missed it, and like fell back. Oh yeah, it was a whole thing. And then he was just laying on the ground. Everyone crowds him to see if he's okay. No. They lift him up and set him on a chair, and he's just like having his hands on his head. He was super disappointed or just really fucking embarrassed. Yeah. And they lift him up and they carry him to the back, literally about to get on stage.
Oh my God.
His opponent was already on. He was waiting for him, right? It was his turn to go, and he just fucking missed the step and fucked his foot up.
Could you imagine the either side, the opponent? You're watching you're watching your dude, like, because both of my fights, I was the second guy to enter the ring. So I don't know what it would be like to be in the ring and watching your opponent to come up. But I couldn't imagine just like watching him kind of like trying to break him down, be like, all right, this guy's shorter than I thought, but he looks stronger, whatever. And then you see him just eat shit and break his foot. You're like, did that really just happen?
Yeah.
Like, do you celebrate after? Like, do you get the win?
No, I think he was like, he's bummed.
For sure.
Right? Because like all that adrenaline, I feel like the adrenaline dumps before the fucking fight starts, honestly. But yeah, all that adrenaline is just like, dang, I got ready. I'm out here. I trained, I prepped, and like now I win by default. Kind of sucks.
Yeah. But you got to imagine he probably already had like a post-fight party planned. I feel like most fighters do.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know.
But like, I usually like, that was one thing with my last fight. I did a ton of like visualization. And the one thing that I always like kept coming back to was the thought of how good it was going to feel to celebrate with my family after the fight. And so to win in that kind of circumstance, I'd be like, man, I wonder, do you still go and celebrate with your family?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess my celebration was always eating. Like, I can't wait to eat afterwards.
Because even after you weigh in, you don't want to eat anything bad.
Exactly.
Like after my first weigh in, gosh, I don't even remember what I had, to be honest with you. My second weigh in though, I got like this like really like thin crust pizza that was just like chicken, tomato, spinach, and like white sauce, like just something super like basic, but like still kind of healthy, like the chicken on it. But like after the fight, I went and got like a fat burger, had a drink, things you wouldn't eat before the fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was awesome. It was still like I mean, both fights were, even though I lost my first one, still a really great experience. And like being in a huge tournament, it was the US Muay Thai Open, was just wild. I expected to like make it to the championship fight. Obviously that didn't happen. So I was kind of bummed out, but like the experience overall was phenomenal.
Yeah, it usually is.
You're going to compete?
Yeah. I mean, I've competed before in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I've done tournaments. I did a super fight.
I've seen you post about doing some competitions. Yeah. How have those gone?
Really good, actually. So right off the bat, when I first started doing jiu-jitsu, it was a small gym called Be Quick Jiu-Jitsu in Pleasanton, Texas. My professor was Donnie Blue. He was known in San Antonio.
Is that his real last name?
Blue.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think so.
Donnie Blue Belt?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know.
He's an instructor. He's probably not a blue belt.
Yeah, he's an instructor. But he was he retired Air Force? He was in the military. I think he was a retired Air Force or maybe still in. And he had the best kids team in San Antonio.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I lived in Poteet, Texas. Pleasanton is like 16 minutes away. I would drive after work every day, Monday through Friday. And I got really, really good, really, really fast because he had such a good kids team. I had like 13-year-old kids beating me up. I would come home like a overly bruised banana.
Yeah.
My shins were just peppered with bruises. And yeah, I would go consistently. I had just graduated undergrad in December of 2020. So January 2021. I didn't have class anymore. This was my new class, my new schedule.
Yeah.
So train. And honestly, I tried Taekwondo for a week.
Oh.
They gave me a week, and then they were like, okay, you could do grappling for a week. It was like a trial period.
Sure.
I really liked Taekwondo. I liked the cardio of it, the punch, the kicks. It was cool.
Yeah.
But something about Jiu Jitsu, there was like this level of, I don't want to say respect, but they look at me and they're like, oh, like she's probably, it's like, I'm not even going to bother knowing what your name is because you probably won't keep coming.
You'll do your week and you'll be done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that, and it made me kind of like, okay, I'll show you. And another thing that made me want to keep coming even more consistently was like when people would show up, they'd fist bump everyone.
Yeah.
Or like shake their hand or something. I wanted that. I wanted to show up and I wanted to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And so I kept showing up. I showed up Monday through Friday, so I knew who fucking came to training and I knew who didn't. And they kept seeing my face and my face and my face. And eventually they remembered my name. And eventually I was getting the fist bumps.
Yeah.
And it felt really good.
For sure. Yeah, that's such a good feeling, like when you become like part of the squad. Yeah. Especially in a because in baseball or other team sports, like you're kind of there by happenstance, like you're that's your high school team or your club team or whatever. But MMA, like you said, you kind of have to like earn that respect. Like when you step in whatever martial art you may be doing, especially if you walk into a group that's been training together for a while. Because I had the same experience as far as like coming to do Muay Thai, and I see all these guys that are there regularly. And I was fortunate to be in a position where I kind of got a little bit of respect before I even came into the building because of the fighter that I was training. I was working with Claudia Gadelia, who was a UFC fighter at the time. And she was the top dog at that gym. It was a gym called Latrell MMA in Albuquerque. And they had a bunch of really good fighters, but she was number one in the world at that time. And so everyone was like, oh, that's Claudia. So when I came in as like Claudia's coach, like I kind of had a little bit of respect already, but I still wanted to like earn it. I didn't want people to think that I was just like a tourist, like, oh, he's just here because he's Claudia's coach. And so like I started sticking around and doing sparring and getting my ass beat like regularly. I remember the first time I held pads for someone, this guy who was actually also in the Air Force, jacked guy, and holding for a knee, like I didn't know how to properly hold for a knee. And and it wasn't his fault, but he kneed like the back of my hand into my mouth and just split my lip wide open. I was like, oh, yeah, this is like my first class and I'm bleeding everywhere. I'm like, nope, I'm fine. Please do not treat me like you just injured Claudia's coach. Because everyone's like, oh shit, like you okay? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like people bleed here. I'm okay. And then there's another fighter named Andres Quintana, who's like 19-4 as a pro fighter at 145. Big, and he was on the Ultimate Fighter 1 year, but big deal out of Albuquerque. And him and I used to spar. And I didn't really like know how big of a deal he was. People told me like, hey, watch him. And we sparred one time and he would not really hit me in the head very hard, which was, we talked afterwards and he's like, yeah, I could tell you don't know what you're doing. I'm not gonna hit you in the head very hard. But man, he lit me up to the body. He's like, yeah, body's like kind of fair game. And that's where you can like teach someone like, hey, do you really want to do this? And cause I remember he just rocked me with a liver shot and just like dropped me. And it was one of those like kind of respect moments because I kept going after that. Yeah. And so like I slowly started to earn that respect and slowly like became one of the guys and got on like the Muay Thai team and got to do like the invite only Muay Thai practices.
Nice. That feels so good.
It feels so good.
Invite onlys, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had another like really like feel good moment with Kyle over at 10th Planet, Kyle Red. I show up to one of his technique sparring classes and I go with a guy, his name's Will, who, which is funny because I now do his strength and conditioning, but I never met him before. And Kyle looks at me and, you know, I'd done a couple rounds already. This is a technique sparring class. So like you go pretty light. And he looks at me and he's like, hey, get on him. And I was like, what? He's like, no, like get on him. I'm like, okay. Like Kyle looking at me is kind of like the reinforcer role. I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like that's such like a feel good moment. Mm-hmm. And then I also realized it was just because Will goes hard as shit. And so I think he was kind of like prepping me like, hey, be on your toes with this guy. And so it was a really good round. There were a couple times where I hit him and I had to ask him like, you okay? Because I just like rock him with some shit. And he was game. Like Will's a tough dude. Nice. But it was one of those moments of like Kyle trusting me to like be the enforcer in the class. I was like, oh hell yeah, that's a feel good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still trying to gain respect in the striking classes because you know, I'm a grappler. And so crazy enough, I actually really like wrestling a lot more than I like jiu-jitsu, at least a recent thing.
Yeah.
There's just something about the stand-up game that I really like and the way that you It's a timing thing. It's a feel thing with wrestling. In jiu-jitsu, it's more of like a how can I grab and move, like the sweeps and stuff. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so it translated very, very well to striking. I am not a great striker, even though I've been doing it for a year. It was like I've been doing it for a year, but it was like once a week kind of thing, right? It wasn't as consistent as everything else. And I'm lucky enough, I haven't done, I said lucky enough. Hold on, let me restart that. I haven't done jiu-jitsu in a few months, actually.
Oh, wow.
But it comes back. I've done it for so long, it comes back pretty naturally. And it translated so well to MMA. The grappling, the holding, I feel comfortable being on top. Wrestling made me better at the takedowns. Wrestling made me better at staying on top.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is my Hail Mary for if I'm stuck on bottom, I can fucking throw a triangle or something, right? So I don't know, it all meshes together really, really well, especially for MMA is what it is, right?
Yeah, they complement each other very well. And I think you nailed that perfectly. That's what I always tell people, because I'll have people that don't know martial arts particularly well be like, hey, what's the biggest difference between like wrestling and jiu-jitsu? I'm like, wrestling is really good for takedowns and like, hip control and like staying on top. Jiu-jitsu is good for submissions. Like, because you have, and jiu-jitsu is good for other things as well. But that was like the most like plain terms I can put it in for people that don't know what they're doing. I'm like, wrestling is takedowns and control. Jiu-jitsu is submissions. And I feel like because of like my build, I wrestled for a semester in high school, hated it. Actually hyperextended my thumb, and I was a baseball player. So I was taking hitting lessons over the winter at the University of New Mexico and wrestling to like stay conditioned between football and baseball. And I hyperextended my right thumb, and I had to wear I had to have like a hard cast with like an ace strap on it, and I couldn't hit for like a month. And I was like, yeah, wrestling's not my thing. I'm just going to stick to baseball. But I feel like with my build, like wrestling would have really benefited me as far as like going MMA. Yeah, because even in especially in Muay Thai, my first fight was at 148 pounds. Second fight was at 150. And I was significantly shorter than both my opponents. And that's at a very light weight. Like both of them were probably like right around 6 foot. They were like Cade's build, like if you know Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I was like, okay, well, here we go. I'm just fighting tall people all the time.
You'd be surprised. Being smaller in this sport is actually such a big benefit. I think so.
Right. Yeah. And that's what benefited me a lot in clinch work, which is you can relate that to wrestling and so I had a coach relate that in jiu-jitsu. He's like, jiu-jitsu is just clinch on the ground. I'm like, oh, how about that? He was trying to relate it to something I knew. It's not exactly like a good comparison, but it worked out for me. I was like, oh yeah, you are like keeping your elbows tight and whatnot, and you're fighting for like hand position.
Yeah.
But yeah, clinch work was always my thing. So I was considered a Muay Khao, a knee fighter, because like there's different types of like fighters within Muay Thai, and I forget all the terms, but one's like a kicker, one's a puncher, one's a knee fighter, which is what I was doing. And that's the only one I remember. There's like Muay Femur or something. I forget the terms, and I don't want to butcher them. But yeah, Muay Khao was a knee fighter. So that's what I would do is I'd get in clinch and knee people, elbow people. Like that was my thing. My like boxing was pretty decent. My kicks were okay. But yeah, my clinch work was really good because I was shorter and stronger.
My kicks suck.
Yeah?
I got to work on them. Yeah. I just got to show up to more striking classes.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I mean, and what's funny is 10th Planet is obviously known for like jiu-jitsu. It's 10th Planet jiu-jitsu. But the striking coaches there are really good. You look at like Kyle, Shane, Dallas, Andrew, like they're phenomenal striking coaches.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think that's a reason why their MMA team does really well is because they're a very well-rounded program.
Yes.
Being a jiu-jitsu school, but having really high, I mean, I've trained, Extreme Couture, Jackson Wink, like I've trained like big camps, like big UFC camps, and the striking coaches at 10th Planet are good. Like all those guys I just named, like I would regularly go to and like trust I would have any of those guys in my corner in a fight. Like those are all really good striking coaches.
I would even go as far as to say that even the community, the people, like the coaches are great. Everything, the whole setup, the variety of martial arts offered at 10th Planet, amazing.
Yeah.
But even just to take it a step further, the community there, there's no words. It's incredible. The amount of support. I've never received this much support in my entire life. And also want to preface, I've never done sports. I started doing sports, martial arts, jiu-jitsu at the age of 27.
Oh, wow.
At the age of 27.
You didn't do anything growing up?
I did nothing. Okay,
wow.
I did tennis for a semester. But that's because I had a fucking car and I'm like, oh my God, what can I do?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to do extracurricular activities. I wasn't allowed to stay after school. I couldn't do sports, nothing. Because I lived in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
The bus took me to school, which was a 20-minute drive still.
Yeah.
And like my parents both worked jobs. My mom worked at the Levi's jean factory. My dad worked construction. Like they couldn't pick me up after school. That was so inconvenient for them. So wasn't allowed to do anything. The moment I got a car, I did tennis, but whatever. I still didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't understand what these after school tournaments were like. I didn't understand the concepts. So there I go to college, and now
Where'd you go to college?
I went to community college for a really long time, Palo Alto College in San Antonio. And then right across the street, Texas A&M San Antonio opened up, and they were offering like a dual credit program. Take your like core lower level classes here, take your upper level classes there. Yeah. I graduated with my bachelor's at A&M San Antonio, December 2020, at the end of the whole COVID thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then January 2021, it's my birthday. So I'm like, gift to myself, I'm going to do something, right? I want to do an activity. What is that activity going to be? I live in fucking Poteet, dude. There ain't shit.
I don't even know what that
is.
Yeah.
Poteet is the middle of nowhere town. Yeah. I mean, we're known for our strawberries, so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know if I ever catch myself around there.
Come on over for some strawberries. But there wasn't anything to do. And then I saw that martial arts gym in Pleasanton, and that's what I did. And so to kind of bring it back to what we were talking about, when I came up to Austin, really it was Texas State. I went to Texas State for my master's.
Gotcha.
And I told my professor, Donnie Blue, I was so devastated. I was like, oh, this is my first team. This is my first sport.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave it. And then I was like, where should I go? I obviously can't keep coming here. It's in the middle of nowhere. He's like, you should go to 10th Planet Austin. They're also a Nogi gym. They were a Nogi gym.
Okay.
And he's like, you should go there. There's people your size. And I was like, okay. So I started driving up to Austin all the time, and it became my new home, my new gym. Yeah. And so supportive. A lot of smaller people, smaller girls, the women community, amazing. So the members, the coaches, the staff, everyone is just so encouraging and supportive. And like I said, I never had that growing up, and it kept me around, and the environment, everything is just great.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're creating killers there.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I think with the like amount of people there, that it like breeds success, because you're getting more and more like actual fighters there, which turn into good coaches, which turns into better students. A lot of like professional athletes that I talk to, especially like after they retire, you ask them what they miss the most, and it's the community. It's the locker room. It's the clubhouse. It's the guys, or the guys, girls, whatever. But it's the people that you spend your time with, the people that you like sweat and bleed with, that like go through the same experiences you're going through. It builds like such a relationship that my best friends to this day are either from baseball or MMA. Like I can't think of anyone that's like within my like very, very close group of friends that I didn't meet through baseball or MMA. And so again, it's kind of like cutting your teeth with those people, and you like I said, you see what they're made of, and you realize that those are the same type of people you want to be around.
Yeah.
And I actually always kind of got along better with MMA guys than I did. Like anyone that I played college baseball with, I don't really keep in touch with. My baseball friends, I kind of are from high school. College baseball, I think they came from different backgrounds, so we all got along just fine. But like things, we just never really kept in touch after college. And then I made a couple friends through baseball, because I continued to play like in a men's amateur league after that. And I made some really good friends there as well. So those kind of people that like you see where they come from, and you see like how they're put together, I guess you could say. Like I said, I tended to like hang out more with like MMA guys, Muay Thai guys.
Well, I feel like because it also extends on the type of life that you live. If you want to be good at martial arts, then you also have to be good outside of the gym. You have to make sure your strength and conditioning is on par. You're eating good. You're not out late partying. And not to say that baseball, you can or can't do those things to be good at baseball. But I think there's a lot of more leeway on like, you could eat a burger and some fries, and you can go out for drinks afterwards. Like it's not a big deal. With jiu-jitsu, martial arts in general, man, going out for drinks puts me out 2 days.
Yeah.
Like I can't lift as heavy. My cardio's shit. I'm sweating out all this alcohol. Like I don't even want to do it. So I think the dedication, the consistency, the grit, the determination, martial arts creates these types of people. And I don't know, this is great. People you want to be around.
For sure. Yeah. And it takes a certain type of person to like want to do that and want to get on the mat or in the ring or in the octagon or whatever. And having done that and competing like one-on-one with another individual, and you see other people doing that, you're like, all right, even win, lose, or draw, that person has my respect. Like you stepped on that mat, you stepped in that ring. You did what 98% of people will never do. And people won't know what that feels like. And again, the people that share that experience, I think there is like a deeper bond or a deeper respect level, you could say. Again, I love all my baseball friends and the people that I grew up with, and baseball will always be like my heart and soul. But, a lot of my really good friends now are from MMA, and it's because like we have shared experiences. And it's something that, again, you almost, it has nothing to do with like social standing. It has nothing to do with financial income. But I will hold people that, like my friends that have stepped into a ring, I will always kind of hold like in a higher rung of respect than like just average Joes like coming through.
Because it's like a level of vulnerability you're being with someone.
Oh, it's the ultimate vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm letting myself be so vulnerable. You're either going to be better at me at striking and kicking and taking me down, or you're not.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't take pleasure in hurting my friends, but I will push you until I feel like this is your limit, and I won't push you further. Like I'll make you work for it for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take it super easy on you unless you ask, right? But I'm also not out here on a fucking mission to knock you out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to win my sparring rounds.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I hate like ego spar. Like, and a lot of people do that, and it's unfortunate.
I'll say something.
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
You got to pull your punches. Like,
yeah.
That shit fucking hurts. We're drilling something right now.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to be hitting that hard.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of tough for a guy to say that because you kind of come across as like being a bitch.
Yeah, it is
like,
different.
Hey, dude, you're hitting me too hard.
It is different.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to say about that, because I try to be encouraging for those guys that have reached out to me. They're like, oh man, I really want to try this. Like, what are your thoughts? I'm nervous about this. I'm nervous about that. I'm like, you can always ask for them to pull their punches, but I get it. Being a guy is just different.
The thing to do is say, like, if it's a new person, let them know you're new. Like, I'll never go hard on a new person. Good. I always just try to match the intensity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I match the intensity.
If you can match the intensity and you have a person that's good at that, because like I had a training partner who I trained a lot with in Albuquerque, but like as soon as I would tag him with like a clean jab, not a hard jab, but just something clean and crisp, like something that would kind of snap his head back, it would turn into a fight every freaking time. I'm like, all right, like this is going to go on my record now, because like I have to like go into full fight mode. And I think it's because he was smaller and he had trained longer than me. So I think that he had felt like he needed to like prove himself. And I'm like, dude, if I really want to, like I could hurt you. And I'm not trying to do that right now. The times I will tell people stuff in sparring is like if they're throwing like a front knee stomp or like a spinning heel kick. I'm like, dude, your heel's not covered. You're wearing shin guards.
Yeah.
That shin guard does not cover your heel. Like don't throw spinning heel kicks. Don't throw elbows if you don't have elbow guards. Don't throw again, I told you I was a knee fighter. I don't throw knees unless I'm wearing knee pads because knee pads, our knees can fuck up someone's day. Same with elbows. And I've seen people get knocked out even with elbow pads. So again, it just comes down to like having good training partners. And luckily I've been pretty fortunate on doing that. What pissed me off the last time I sparred this guy, and I'll leave names out of it. I think he's had several MMA fights, like amateur MMA fights. And we're sparring. And again, it's a tech sparring class, technical sparring. So we're supposed to just be kind of moving. And he's 6'2", 6'3", I'm 5'8", and we're just moving around and he starts throwing a bunch of like spinning shit, and I'm like, okay, this is annoying. And then he throws a head. I've trained for 7 years. I've had bloody noses before, but I've never gotten a cut. And this motherfucker like launches up a head kick, and I cover it, but like his foot wrapped around my glove and his toe stabbed the side of my head and like cut me open.
Ooh.
I know, and I didn't even notice it was little Austin that pointed out, like because we were sitting down in between rounds, and he looks over, and he's like, hey, you're bleeding, and I'm like, god dang it. So yeah, I set that up, but it was like in my hairline. So it was like really hard to like clean and like tend to. I was like, I've trained for this long, and this motherfucker is the one that cut me. Like I've trained with UFC fighters, and this fucking guy cut me. Yeah, I was pissed. And again, he was just a bad training partner.
Yeah, that's also another thing about martial arts is like, one, sometimes the better fighter doesn't always win. And two, like things are always going to happen. It's always some fucking little injury or skin thing, or like there's always something. It's kind of annoying if I'm being completely honest. But the thing that keeps me in the game longer is just knowing that you're going to do this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So there's no rush to be the world championship right now.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I always tell people, because I have a lot of, whether clients or just members in the gym, so shit on it, like people kind of know me for MMA. And so I'll have people like randomly ask me whether they take my classes or they're just members I know. They're like, hey, I want to like get into a martial art. Like, what should I do? I always say jiu-jitsu. I'm like, jiu-jitsu, you can do forever. You're not going to get a lot of brain damage. You're like your fingers and toes are probably going to get pretty jacked up, but you're not going to be answering the phone when the doorbell rings at 50 years old. Muay Thai, that could happen. Boxing, that could happen. And also like jiu-jitsu is, if you're looking strictly self-defense, it's probably the sport where size matters the least. Like if you've been training for 4 or 5 years, went up against a drunk, full grown size man at a bar that didn't know any jiu-jitsu, you'd easily be able to handle yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe not easily, but like you'd be able to handle yourself just fine.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always tell people, I'm like, size matters least in jiu-jitsu. You look at Mackenzie Dern versus Gabby I can't remember her last name, but Gabby, I want to say Sanchez, but I don't think that's right. She was built like a middle linebacker, just juiced to the gills, massive woman. Yeah. And Mackenzie Dern fights at 115 pounds in the UFC, probably walks around 130 to 140. And Mackenzie Dern beat her in a gi competition. And it's one of those things I'm like, that is a perfect example of how, and those are 2 high-level black belts, but size does not matter that much in jiu-jitsu if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always tell people, like, do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Yeah. With striking, I'm a little nervous about brain damage. I took a kick to the head a week ago, and it rocked my shit. Yeah. I started crying, and it was a little embarrassing. Yeah. Because I didn't want to be crying in front of my team. But like, full disclosure, I definitely started my period that day, so I was already like high hormone, and then
we can edit that out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think it's
no. It is good to know for sure.
Because,
yeah, it is for sure.
You know how many competitions, super fights, and things that you had to do, and oh my God, I started my period that day. So it just fucking sucks. And it's terrible for weigh-ins.
I was just about to say.
It makes you retain so much water. Yeah. So a lot of girls go through that. It's a big thing. It's common.
It's a real thing for sure.
And it's stressful, right? Because you're already stressed because you got this big fight coming up, and then you fucking start your period. You're just like, great. But that day, adrenaline's pumping. We're sparring hard. I'm getting my training partner ready for her first kickboxing smoker. Oh, nice. So we're training pretty hard, and she landed a great kick to the head, and it rocked my shit, and I was like kind of scared. I was scared. I was emotional, and I just started crying. I thought I got hurt. Yeah. And then I really tried to dial it back. I'm like, I'm okay. Suck it back in, and it just started coming out. Just
let loose.
Yeah. It was embarrassing, but she felt really bad. I'm like, don't feel bad. That was a phenomenal kick. It was great. You're doing amazing, and I should have been better at blocking or moving out the way. I don't know.
That there's a lot of maturity in that, because that's where a lot of ego fighting comes from. Is like, no, if you get hit, that's your fault. Like, if you get hit by something clean. Now, obviously, if someone's throwing like obviously hard, like be like, hey, dude, calm down. Yeah. But like, if you just get caught with something, cool. Like, give him a nod. Like, give him an acknowledgement. Like, good shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
Yeah. But like, there's times where people will get caught by that and then just crank it up. There was one time I was sparring, and it was a girl that I was dating, and her and I trained together for 2 or 3 years. She kind of gave up on the sport a little bit because she didn't think it was very feminine. Which was annoying to me. I was like, what are you talking about?
I love that you could be, I love that you can be in martial arts and be very feminine.
Absolutely.
Like, you could do both. It's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And in fact, there's something that's like really attractive about a girl that can defend herself. I'm like, all right, cool. I know that if we get in a situation in a zombie apocalypse, like, you'll be fine, I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. You're not a liability at that point. Yeah. But anyway, I was training with her, and like, anytime I catch kicks in sparring, like, I usually will let it go or just throw like a body shot off the top of it. But like, I caught one of her kicks, and she just starts like spamming me with punches, like just like wailing on me. I was like, what the fuck? And so it was like purely like a self-defense, like to get her to stop. I swept her plant leg, and she hit the ground pretty hard and knocked the wind out of her, and she started crying, and I felt so bad. And I was like, and again, we were like dating, and I'm like, fuck, sorry. But like, she was a really good athlete. She was a soccer player, so she kicked hard as shit. Mm. And so it's one of those things where I'd have to like constantly remind her. I'm like, hey, quit doing that. Yeah. But it's tricky sparring with women. Like, do you know Kelly Willard? Kelly Willard, she trains quite a bit at 10th Planet. She does a little bit of jiu-jitsu, but like she definitely comes more from like a striking background. She was at CSA in California, which is a really high level like striking academy. I think it's California Striking Academy is what CSA stands for. Anyway, she's a badass, and I've sparred her a bunch, but she's like a really good training partner. But I've sparred women that I don't know if it's like just like a self-defense thing or like a fight or flight thing where they just like launch bombs. I'm like, quit throwing so hard. Like, I'm matching your intensity, but like, you're going to make me turn into like a self-defense. Like, I'm going to have to start throwing you to get your respect so that you don't like keep throwing bombs at me. Yeah. So sparring like females is always kind of tricky.
Interesting. I'm just not at that level yet. Maybe if I was a better striker, I can see that, but I'm such not a good striker that it's like very apparent how not good I am. Yeah. So the guys usually take it very easy on me.
Yeah. Good to know. We should spar.
No. I'm good, thanks.
I'm just playing. I would be easy.
I'm sure you would be. Yeah. But I mean, being the small person I am, I'm going to try and catch you as much as I can too.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. Are you doing any more competitions coming up?
Not coming up. So I just was recently asked this question. Like, I went to the BJJ World Championship on, what was it? Saturday.
Oh, wow.
I went to the BJJ World Championship Saturday. I have a friend who's running that promotion. I show up, oh my God, the intensity's high, adrenaline's pumping, you're watching your friends compete, you're like, oh, I want to get out there.
Yeah.
And so definitely I want to be able to compete here soon, regardless if I've been training or not. It's just the courage to go out and just try your best. And someone asked me like, oh, when are you getting out? And I'm like, honestly, I don't think I'm getting out anytime soon. My competition are my videography gigs.
Yeah.
Right? Because I have to come in with a vision. I have to come in with a game plan. Where am I going to be? There was a lot. I filmed the Austin Marathon on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 days prior, me and the guy who hired me, Antonio, were looking at maps. Where are we going to park? Okay, how far is the distance? We're going to meet here. You're going to film him here. You're going to cut across. You're going to film our client there. We're going to cut across here and film him there and then catch him at the finish line.
Yeah.
So like there's planning, there's parking, there's making sure your SD cards are clear, your batteries and your backup batteries are charged. And so like those are my big gigs. Because can you imagine being paid for a gig? Let's say an MMA fight, because I have recorded those as well.
Yeah.
Let's say you missed the knockout.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I just paid you $500 and you fucking missed my knockout.
Yeah.
No. So my
your battery wasn't charged.
Exactly. Or you ran out of space. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, what the hell else do you have on that SD card that you ran out of space? Yeah.
I know. Well, if you're filming 4K, you'd understand. Or 6K, you would understand.
Foreign language to me.
But those are my competitions, my big filming gigs. If you hire me for a commercial, I have a very high work ethic and I want to perform 10 out of 10 so you can hire me again so your friends can see it. I want everyone impressed with my work. And so I put in all that extra preparation, similar to a jiu-jitsu match or a fight.
Sure.
You're in camp. You put all that extra preparation because you can't let these little mistakes be mistakes. You can't forget your SD card at home. You can't forget your backup battery. You can't forget to put your fucking hands up.
Yeah. Like, can't forget your mouthpiece.
Exactly. You can't forget your mouthpiece.
Yeah.
No. So to answer your question, no competitions, or at least not any big ones. I might just do a Thursday night just because they're kind of, and it's low level.
Yeah.
It's in-house tournaments. It's free.
Right.
Like, why not? Just to be scrappy.
Yeah. Stay active.
Stay active. Test myself. Yeah.
I like that. You also do a really good job of like documenting your personal life, like on your Instagram page.
Thank you.
Because you and I are like more recent friends.
Mm-hmm.
But like looking back on like some of your stuff, I'm like, oh, you're like really, really open with your story.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as open as I could be without saying too much.
Yeah.
Right. I don't let people in on all of my business, but yeah, I'm very transparent because I'm going through it, dude. And I feel like we all are. We're going through the cycle of like insecurity and like self-doubt and am I doing the right thing in life? And just, I put my story out there hoping that someone can relate to it because it sucks. I'm in a very lonely industry, right? Being a videographer, I'm self-contracted, I'm self-employed. It's all on me. Yeah. I'm not on a team. I know at Kuya I am, but that's separate. I'm still a contractor there.
Yeah.
And so, we're just kind of all going through life, not really knowing what the fuck we're doing. And I just share it and it resonates with people. And thank God it does, because at least I know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point behind this podcast, was to like get stories out there, see like people aren't going through it alone. Mm-hmm. Like my experience, I'm very open with my experience and I share a lot. And it's funny because my mom hates it. Like I share, she's like, why do you have to tell that story? I'm like, because it's authentic, it's genuine, it's who I am, it's what made me who I am. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not going to hide that from people, because that might be the key to like someone else latches onto. Like someone's like, oh, he also went through that, or he's gone through that, or it's a similar story, like, and he made it out, or he is finding a way to currently make it through that situation. And so, like I said, when I saw you kind of doing the same thing, I'm like, oh, that's awesome, because you're open about your wins and you're open about your losses, and you have to be, because if you're genuinely trying to make an impact, because that's like such a thing that we talk about now, is like, oh man, people's lives on Instagram look very different than they do in real life.
Yeah.
Like they always portray themselves as someone that's, succeeding and thriving and doing really well. But in real life, like they're on thin ice, they're falling apart, they're walking on eggshells. And I think showing both sides of that coin is how you genuinely help people. Yeah,
I think it's important. I would also say, Instagram it's your curated life, right? So obviously you want to post your wins. Yeah. I hate it when people say like, oh, it looks like your life is perfect, but like obviously you want to post your wins.
Sure.
But I always make it a point to also post my losses.
Yeah.
I worked really, really hard. I trained really, really hard for firefighting.
Yeah.
And I was very sad that I didn't get it, but a part of me kind of felt like the universe was forcing me. Like that wasn't my path.
Yeah.
It was forcing me to lose it because it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
When I started training and got accepted into the Fire Academy this year, 2024, I weighed 110 pounds.
Oh shit.
By the end of my training, which was about 2.5 months, I was doing Fire Fit. You know, I'm in the whole candidate program. I'm wearing this fucking 50-pound weighted vest. By the end of it, I'm pushing 118. I gained so much weight. I'm eating like crazy. I'm working out. Like, I got sick twice because of how I feel like compromised my immunity system was.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then I'm very strong. I'm very fit. And I'm pulling the same fucking weight as another 200-pound man. And the fact that both times I came so close to the end and still didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was just telling my family, like, something had to have forced me to stop. Because if I had passed that physical, what would have been the next one?
Right.
You go to academy, crazy training. Was it going to be a test that was going to be my next obstacle? Was it going to be that training, the physical part in academy that was going to be my downfall? Like, something had to force me to stop. And I'm really glad it did.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going harder on videography and I'm so naturally good at it. And I'm really good at seeing things and portraying this vision that I have. And it's just becoming better and better and better. And I'm realizing this was my calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I love that. I mean, because I'm very big in my faith. And so I've always been a big believer that like everything happens for a reason. And that's been a very hard pill to swallow at times.
Yeah.
Of like wondering why things didn't work out. You know
Especially
what I mean?
when you try so hard too.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to just give up because that's not who you are either.
Right. Yeah. And that's been in jobs, that's been in sports, that's been in relationships. Like, there have been so many times where like I have prayed like hard for things and it ends up not working out. And you don't always see the big picture. You very rarely see the big picture in general, but you don't typically see it up front. You're always like, why did this happen? Why did this fail? Why did I not make it? Why not me? And then years, months, weeks, whatever down the road, you're like, oh, that's why it didn't work, because something better was in store. And that's something that like I have really had to like hang my hat on, because there's been so many things that like I've tried, like baseball or like I said, relationships. I used to be married and it's like, why aren't these things working? And then again, you fast forward down the road a little bit and you're like, oh, it's so much better.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say I have like a crazy strong faith, but I do have some faith. I feel like I've just been so incredibly blessed, and the imposter syndrome sets in really quickly because I'm just like, why? What did I do to deserve this? Like, I'm just a good person, but I don't think I deserve all of this praise and all of these good things happening to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's crazy. I feel very blessed, feel very lucky, and I feel so grateful to the point of like wanting to cry about it because I'm so overwhelmed with emotion that everything going on in my life is just such a blessing. Even the bad things, even the things that didn't work out. Like, I'm just so grateful for the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've that's kind of like been a thought that I've had to develop over the last few years, is like, I'm very grateful for the hard times. Like, because the hard times have like really helped me develop the character that I am today. And I feel that every time I walk in these doors, I'm like, what am I doing here? You know, and I
this is my life. It's so crazy.
I know. Yeah. And I always tell people, I'm like, because you walk into a studio like this, and again, this, especially like these studios are phenomenal. Matt does such a great job of creating just such an atmosphere and such a vibe. So here at Soundshed Studio, like, again, I'm so blessed to be here. And I always tell people, because you look at everything that it comes in these studios, I'm like, I feel like a T-baller playing in Yankee Stadium. Like, why am I on such a high platform? But you're there for a reason. Like someone, like, you are there for a reason. You're there to either get your message across, or like, it's not an accident. It's not an accident that you're doing what you're doing. It's not an accident that I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not an accident that we've failed at the things that we have passionately tried to make succeed, but they failed. And that happened for a reason. And again, I think there's so much beauty on the other side of that. Once you like work your way through those lessons and you see, you might not always understand why it failed or why you had to go through it, but you see what your life has become on the other side of it. And it's, again, for me personally, speaking from my experience, it's 10 out of 10 been just a beautiful experience.
Yeah. This is a great studio too, by the way. Soundcheck Studios?
Soundshed
Studios.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Come check it out. It's
Come check.
It's
yeah, nice little radio voice there.
I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been told that I have a good radio voice. I've never looked into doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, same. And I have been told I have a face for radio too, so that works. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But the Soundshed studio, that was good. That was professional.
Soundshed Studios, come check it out.
Yeah, very nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, you should get a podcast.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you've met like some pretty like, especially with all the videographer work you do, like you've probably met some really interesting people.
I'm meeting more and more interesting people every fucking day. I'm telling you, I'm at the right place at the right time. If I wasn't out on injury from a shoulder injury from Jiu Jitsu, I wouldn't have gone as hard and been as available to do all these side gigs. And I'm just at the right place at the right time, meeting the people who connects me with the other right people. And I'm like, what is happening right now? It's literally fate going on. The universe is doing something. And I'm like,
and you just have to allow it.
Yeah.
Just allow it.
I literally told this guy that. And he also is very big faith guy, big Christian guy. And he's like, when people are experiencing stuff like that, you're like in that, what do they call it? That flow state. Mm-hmm. Just keep floating in it.
Yeah. And don't try to swim against the stream.
Yeah. And I've always had the tendency to kind of latch on. I'm like, things are so good, I got to grab it.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, don't grab it. Just let it. Things are going well. Things keep happening to you. Let them. Yeah. It's okay.
Let them.
Keep your cool. Keep doing. Stay on track. And even when things aren't coming at your way, you're honing in on your craft. Mm-hmm. And you come back to basics, right? Going to the gym early, like locking in at work, creating the strategy. Just keep doing what you're doing and putting those reps in. People show up when they at the right time.
Yeah, and keep believing that it's happening for a reason. Yeah, because again, that imposter syndrome will kick in, and that's the voice you don't have to listen to.
It's such a hard spiral to get out of, but I'm getting better at getting out of that spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah, because life ebbs and flows, and the ebb is definitely when the imposter syndrome sets in, but I'm getting better at pulling myself out of it.
Yeah, I as am I. That's something that like I have to catch myself in those moments when I start to like doubt stuff. Like recently I got a new car, and I'm like, man, like why? And I'm like, no. Like, just let it happen. Or like Ellie said, meeting so many cool people and so many cool opportunities happening. And like the moment you start to question it, like you have to understand that that's like the darkness. Like that's the imposter syndrome. For me, I would say like, that's like the devil telling you like, no, come back to being a small fry. Like you're not ready to be a big fish. Like you got to come back to doing this. And so again, realizing those moments that like, no, that's not the voice I should be listening to. That's not the path I should be going down. It's been a big practice for me to like work through that situation or those situations. But it's been dope. It's been really beautiful.
It has been dope. The fact that we experienced that, it should tell you like just how humbled you are, right? You're not entitled, and you shouldn't be. No one should be.
Yeah.
But coming from the background that I feel like we've came from, very humbling experience, and just eternally grateful for everything that's happening, and things are just working out because one, you're a great person, and that you're just trying your best, and that's all you could ever do.
Yeah, trying my best and like trying to guide people through it as well.
Yeah,
because
no gatekeeping here.
Yeah, and I honestly like that is the exact opposite of what Christianity should be. Gatekeeping. Like I'm not trying to prevent people from coming to the kingdom. I'm trying to bring more people to the light. Like that is what I feel is my purpose and my journey, is to show people like, all right, something's working for Nick. What is that? And for me, it's religion. Like that is, I find so much comfort and so much strength in my faith, that it has allowed me to be like a more calm presence, and to be a strong presence as well. Like I feel like I'm able to lead better because I have an idea of where I'm going and where my faith is taking me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic, but I stopped going when I moved out of my parents, and then was spiraling in grad school, and I was searching for something, and I went to church because I had a lab mate that was really big in the community, the church community. So I go, and being completely honest, it wasn't a bad experience, but it wasn't giving me what I was looking for.
Sure.
And I don't think I was going to find it at church.
Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. I didn't start regularly attending church until I was like 33. Yeah, ish, around there. And I kind of grew up in the church. I grew up in the Catholic church. I find that, and this is not me knocking anybody because I would be the last person to do that, but I find that Catholicism has like a lot of guilt that comes with it.
100%.
It's a very like heavy religion to deal with.
Yes.
And so I had a hard time with that as a child, like growing up in the Catholic church. And then my parents started taking us to a Christian church, and that's where like the community and like the grace and like the warmth, like I really started to feel it. And then now I go to church in New Braunfels and Life Church down there. And it's phenomenal. Like, again, the community, I've even started serving. I'm on the security team down there. Yeah, because I love it so much. And I'm like, I did Tim Kennedy's sheepdog response course.
Nice. I did too. Protector 1.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Amazing. I tell everyone they should do it.
Sheepdog response. Check it out.
Yeah, cut that promo. Yeah, that's great. But it is a phenomenal course. And I think like male, female, older, younger, do it. And so after that course, I was like, how can I better serve the ones I love? And some of the people that mean the most to me are my sister and her 2 boys, or my nephews. And they go to that church in New Braunfels. And I'm like, okay, I go to church here. They don't ever like harp on like serving, but they're like, hey, if you're a member of this church, like see how you can serve your community. And so I was like, all right, cool. Like after sheepdog, I was like, I definitely, and with like my martial arts background, like I would have felt pretty competent doing it anyway. But I was like, all right, I could definitely be on the safety team at church.
I'm glad there's a safety team at church.
Yeah.
There's been too many shootings at churches. It's wild. Okay. It's not okay. I'm just like always at a loss for words. Like, what the fuck is going through these people's minds?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to, point out that does happen at churches more often than people think. It's obviously not like a huge thing, but there's too many shootings in general. Yeah. And so I think one of the things that they teach at Sheepdog is like your situational awareness and like what they call the OODA loop, like observe, ordinate, decide, take action. Has been huge. Like, so now every time I go to a restaurant, I make sure I see both entrances and exits. I sit with my back to a wall where I can kind of observe everybody. And I think the more people are aware and like signs to look for, of someone either being sketchy or maybe even potentially having a weapon on them. Like if you're aware of those situations, like you can de-escalate a lot of those. B, you could probably save a lot of lives. And that's kind of where I came in and I was like, all right, like if I'm going to serve security, like I want to be at church and I want it to be during the hours that like my sister and my nephews are there. Like I'll obviously protect everybody, but like if there's anyone that's chosen to protect them, I want it to be me because I feel like I'm the most competent to do it, whether that's the case or not. Everyone on there's like ex-military and like a bunch of like current Jiu Jitsu training guys. So I'm like, all right, like I am not the guy there, but I definitely feel like I am. And I feel like I'm more equipped than the average Joe for sure.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It makes me feel a lot safer being fit, right? Having done a lot of strength and conditioning and being more athletic now with martial arts under my belt. I just feel like for any bad situation, I am prepared to the best of my abilities.
Yeah.
Right. And Sheepdog Response taught me to be a lot more comfortable with my gun. Amazing. The thing is a scary thing, right?
It's terrifying.
Yeah. It's like one mistake. And I've heard a lot of mistakes have happened with people. Yeah. And it's really sad and people get hurt. And so it was a scary thing for me to get over, but Sheepdog Response has helped me a lot. And the situational awareness, being a female, you kind of already have that ingrained. But yeah, it's good. And I think every woman should go out there. Every woman, I don't know why I said women. every woman out there should go out and just be prepared. If you can't physically do it, because I know a lot of people have physical conditions and they can't do stuff like what we do, become more observant, become more than just a bystander.
Yeah.
Be ready.
And even if you don't want to carry a pistol, because it is a daunting task to carry a pistol. Like if you realize what's the capability of that is, whether it's even just shooting yourself, like in the leg, trying to draw your weapon, because that happens.
Yeah.
So it is like, it can be very intimidating to carry a pistol. I carry a pistol everywhere I go. But if that's not for you, carry a knife, carry mace, carry brass knuckles, carry something to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I always tell my sisters, like, get mace, like if nothing else. And they both want to get more proficient in shooting pistols and like carrying. And same with my niece. But I'm like, at bare minimum, get mace. Because that can still help with a lot of issues. Yeah. It's funny you say like being a female, you feel like a little more naturally ingrained to be observant. I feel that as a male too. Like I feel like I should be aware of where threats might be. And one thing that I've had to like have talks with like some of my younger male friends with, like even just walking with your girlfriend on a sidewalk, the male should be on the side of the sidewalk that's toward the street. Like the female should be on the inside. Like that's just a more protective position. I've had to like have that conversation with like some of my like younger friends. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, cool. Like this podcast or being a coach or whatever, like whatever lessons I have to give, like that is what I want to do. Like I want to help everyone be better.
Yeah. And I know I said that being a woman, you have that stuff more ingrained, but honestly, right off the bat, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was an airhead of a girl. I'm like, yeah, everyone's nice and everyone's my friend. And like, this is cool until you get hurt.
Yeah.
Until shit gets serious. And then you're like, oh my God, someone was fucking following me.
Yeah.
Right? I had an ex-boyfriend almost break into my apartment. I lived on the second story. He knew I don't lock my balcony door because I'm on the second story.
Right.
Why would someone? Yeah, no, he did. He actually did it twice. I have now a lifetime restraining order against that man.
Wow.
So yeah, life is fine and fucking dandy until it's not.
Until it's not.
So why not just be observant now? How about let's just start there?
Yeah. Stop the threat before it starts.
Yeah. And if you're walking on a sidewalk and there's some guy walking behind you and you start to feel uncomfortable, pull over to the side. Let him pass you.
Yeah.
What, you think you're being rude? No, man, you're just being safe.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Second
Very
floor.
crazy.
Yeah,
it was bad. He's a white guy and like I'm sorry, but like a lot of guys at my gym look like him because he also did Jiu Jitsu, but in San Antonio.
Gotcha.
You know, blue eyes, blonde hair, straight nose. And I'm like, Sean Babbitt walks in the fucking gym the next day and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look like him. And it was just scary. Yeah, I got traumatized for sure. And sleeping at night was difficult, but whatever. We got over it. So
yeah, I've never had that kind of issue with a female. Thank God.
Yeah.
But I have had like similar issues with like sisters' ex-boyfriends because I make it like very known, like, hey, if you want an issue, we can have an issue.
Yeah.
And so I have had like, I probably should lock my patio like on my second floor, you know, because I also live on the second floor and have a patio that I lock every night. Good. Yeah. I also have 3 loaded pistols in different places in my apartment. So
I grabbed my gun.
Yeah.
When I beat him to the door. I heard the rattling on my balcony. I beat him to the door. And you know when you like shoulder a door and you go too far and it doesn't want to lock?
Yeah.
You have to let off a little bit to lock it. That's what happened. And I was like, fuck. And
I'm too strong.
And he was like banging on the door. He's like, open it. And I run to my room. I call 911. I grab my gun and I'm telling them like, if I hear that glass break, I'm going to have to shoot him.
For sure.
Because I was fucking scared.
Yeah.
So.
And Texas is a stand your ground state.
Yeah.
Like you had every right to shoot him.
It was traumatizing, man.
Yeah.
So.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And now you know jiu-jitsu.
And now I know. Well, I knew jiu-jitsu before that.
Oh, okay.
But he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
And so it's just like, what am I gonna do?
Oh yeah, brown belt doesn't mean anything when you got a gun though.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Breaks into your apartment, starts like butt scooting across the floor towards you.
You're funny. Yeah. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, typical jiu-jitsu joke there. So what's up next for you? What big like videographer work do you have? Like what's coming up?
As of right now, I'm kind of just just work. As of right now, I'm kind of just juggling my jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Maintaining my jobs, making sure I'm good, performing well at my jobs. For videography, so my side gigs, I call those my side gigs. I'm just open to whatever right now. I'm open to whatever gig. I'm here to learn experience. Okay. I'm here to gain experience.
There we go.
And something I really want to approach this with intention and is become a better storyteller. I have all these visions of like cool angles and cool shots, but when you put it all together, like, what am I trying to say? What is the story I'm telling? What emotion am I trying to evoke? So I am just focused on connecting with other people in this industry and either help them with their project until I can get an idea for my own, or just feed off of each other with inspiration, become a team. Like I said, being a videographer is it's a very lonely industry.
Sure.
Right. And you're limited to your budget because you can only afford so much equipment. Like all of this equipment is amazing, but this took a long time to put together. Right.
Yeah.
And so having more people in your corner, they bring their extra cameras, their gimbals, their monitors, like their setups, their light systems. And then you come together and now you have a little production team. So I think the the end all go, I can't even speak right now. Sorry.
Should have had coffee.
I know. Right? I had a go pill. Hey, I'm feeling awake now. The end goal is to have a community in the media space, but be on a production team.
Yeah.
Now, being on a production team can't be like your job, like not your job, because these are just gigs. They come and go as the budget comes.
Sure.
So have your jobs, but also have a team of people that you always come back to or that reaches out to you like, hey, I got a gig this weekend. Are you available? You free? You want to make an extra $500? Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's so much fun. So that's where I'm heading to. Approach gigs with intention, execute the vision, become a better storyteller in my own personal career here, and just keep doing this. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Maybe even do this, right? Yeah. This is an amazing studio. This is amazing equipment, and you have an amazing team.
Yeah.
Like this, it takes time to get here, but that's where I want to get. So.
Yeah, I've been so blessed to like have like some truly like amazing people like want to help me. Like Matt, like Paul, like these guys that are running the studio. And it's one of those things like I feel like having that network and having that community has been, I mean, beyond clutch as far as like my personal growth. And it's one of those things, again, I just continue to feel like I'm so blessed but I'm not trying to fight it. Like I'm just allowing it and obviously doing my part and carrying my weight when it comes to that. Cause I always tell people like you can pray and you can work, but if you do one without the other, it's not gonna benefit you. Like for me, again, I'm being so set in my faith, like I have to do both. Mm-hmm. Like if I just pray and I don't put my feet to pavement, like nothing's gonna come from that. But if I just go out and I try to make things work my way and I try to do things my way and spearhead that and not put any faith into it, because this whole podcast, the name, the Lion's Pit podcast, it comes from having a God ordained destiny and setting a goal that is destined to fail without divine intervention. Because that to me is where like true beauty lies. Is like I'm gonna put my last fight, any of my fighting, to be honest with you, like I truly just put myself out there and put it in God's hands. And I was like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I wanna continue to set goals that'll fail without divine intervention, because when those goals work, you get to give glory where it's due, and glory is due to God, in my opinion. And for me, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah, that's good. I think my approach is just a little bit different.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm more of like a persistent person.
Yeah.
Just keep trying. Doesn't fail. Okay, do it this way. Okay, do it that way. Okay, do it this way. Do it that way. Like it'll lead me where it needs to go.
For
right.
Sure.
Similar like to the firefighting thing. Like I did everything I could until I couldn't anymore. And then I just kept going the route that I was on. And things are working out. And it's very obvious that this is the path that I was supposed to be on, because everything was fighting me there.
Yeah.
Everything from my size, my weight, to my immunity.
Your gender.
My gender, being sick. Like all of these things was happening. It was like the universe was literally saying like, girl, this is not meant for you.
Yeah.
But with filming, with videography, it's meant for me. All of these things keep happening and I'm like, okay, this has to be it.
Yeah.
I'm in such a flow state and everything is going so right that I just got to be here and just really nurture it.
Yeah. And I had that conversation with someone recently when we talked about when things feel like they're happening naturally, like things are coming naturally. It's like, that's how you know it's from God. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like dying to make this happen, but it like these things are happening for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how you know that's your destiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Does feel good. Right? It's a great feeling. I'm like, all right, cool. Like this is the first time. I'm 37 now. And this is the first time in my life where I truly feel like this is where I'm meant to be. Yeah. This is what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah, it's meant to be work.
For
but
sure.
It's not supposed to be so fucking hard.
Yeah.
You're not breaking your back over this stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The work makes me happy.
The work, yeah, and that's another thing. Like that's how you know you're doing something you're supposed to be doing, when the work makes you happy. Like I love training my clients. I love being in this studio. Like those are things I'm like, when I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing, it's like, okay, that's when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, because what we do isn't easy. Training isn't easy. Strength and conditioning isn't easy. Editing videos isn't easy.
I have no idea about like technology.
It's hard. It's long hours. It's not what is it when you get a appreciation or validation so early on?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Man, I don't know about that word. I can't think about it.
It's not gift wrapped it.
But it's what is it when you get rewarded very fast?
Yeah.
It's not that.
It's not that.
It's not a quick rewarding job.
Yeah, for sure.
And but you love it. I love it. I love this. I love what I'm doing. I'm so, like I said, so blessed, so lucky, happy to be here. And I don't know. I feel good. Keep doing it. Keep hustling. Keep the grind. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. Yeah, I think that's probably a good place to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the people where to find you?
Hi, my name is Rocio Cortez, and you can find me on Instagram at rockinrocio.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love that.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Again, this is the Lion's Pit podcast. I am your host, Nick Gomez. With me today is Rockin' Rocio Cortez. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll see you next time.